Welcome to your yoga practice. Today we're coming from Biloxi, so you probably can't see out there, but it actually is a very nice view. I'm practicing in my hotel room because it's loud and hot outside, and it just goes to show I didn't bring my mat and I completely forgot my yoga pause. So you can practice yoga anywhere with any props or none. Right? So be sure to listen to your body. Remember, you can come in and out of poses. You can hold things a little bit longer. You can always pause me, which you don't get to do in class. So enjoy your practice. Take modifications when you need, and we'll see you soon. So we'll come to stand at the top of the mat, or no mat, engaging the four corners of the feet into the floor firmly, feeling the legs tone, pulling the pelvic floor up, pulling the lower belly in and up, engaging along the sides of the body so we're tall. Relax into your shoulders and close your eyes. Turning the awareness inward, focusing on our breath. Begin to expand into each breath until eventually you come to that nice, full yoga breath. Staying connected to our breath here. Adding in movement. With the next inhale, taking the arms, reaching them up toward the ceiling, and then exhaling to bring them back down to your sides. Allowing the arms to reflect the breath, we'll do that again. One more time like that. With the inhale, coming back up to the top. And on an exhale, take the right hand back toward the mat. Stretch away, reaching in opposite directions, and then give yourself a little tip over to that right side, keeping the side bodies long, feet grounded, legs steady. With an inhale, coming back up to the middle, switch sides. Same idea to the second side, so the left hand down, stretching in opposite directions, and then hinging to the left. Nice big breaths here. Inhaling as we come back up to the top. We're going to go back to the first side again. So right hand down, left hand up. This time step your left foot over your right, grounding the four corners of both feet, stretching in opposite directions and hinging back over to that right side again. Staying as steady on the feet as you can, stable through your legs, long through the side body. And inhaling, we'll come back to the center, release the feet, take that left hand down and step the right foot over the left. Same idea, grounding your feet, keeping the legs steady, lengthening your side body, and hinging. You can look down at the floor, sometimes that helps with balance. Keeping the right shoulder back. Inhaling as we come back up to the top, release your feet, exhale, release your arms. Bringing the hands to the thighs, nice and easy. Give yourself a little half fold-ish kind of place here. And as you're ready, allow yourself to move into a deeper fold. If you have a deeper fold, and the hands can absolutely stay up at the thighs, they can wander down towards your shins, or maybe to the floor as long as the shoulders stay back. Take your time here. And we're just going to kind of warm up the hamstrings. So maybe just walking in place a little bit, bending into one knee, pressing through the opposite heel, switching sides back and forth like that. Finding a center here. And then we'll take the right foot back into a lunge, dropping down to the right knee, and just allowing your body to shift and wiggle here, waking up the hips. Finding center, imagine drawing the legs toward each other. And then bringing the left hand to the hip. Let's add in a twist here. Rotating the belly around, the side ribs toward the ceiling, that left shoulder back. Keep the legs working toward each other, lengthening your spine. Releasing the twist. Take the left leg straight. Work a little deeper into your hamstring here. If you need to prop up on your thigh, absolutely do. Drawing the shoulder blades together, keeping the spine long. Coming forward, bend into the knee, let the hips sink. Relax your shoulders. And then we'll come up off the back knee so we can step forward and come back into the fold again. Take a moment here and just notice how the legs feel different. And then stepping the left foot back, dropping that knee to the mat. Same idea on this side. Let your hips shift and wiggle. Finding that center place again. Draw the legs toward each other and add in your twist here. Rotating evenly up the spine. Keeping the breath nice and full. Releasing the twist. Let's take the legs straight. And again, modify and find your stretch here. Big full breaths. Bending back into the knees, shifting forward, allowing the hips to come low. Keep the legs drawing toward each other for stability in the pelvis. And then we'll lift the back knee and step forward into our fold again. Hopefully the stretch has evened the legs out a little bit. And from here, we'll make our way back into our first down dog. And as always, allow yourself to just move and stretch and wiggle here. Grounding into the four corners of the hands. Feet are hip bone distance apart. And then we want to press into it, pressing the chest back, sinking the heels toward the mat. Breathe. Staying even on the hands, go ahead and come up on the toes and let your heels drop over to the left. Keeping the right hand planted so you feel a nice stretch all the way up the right side of the body. Try and keep the hips high. And then come back to the middle. Switching sides. So lifting the heels away from the floor, go ahead and drop them to the right, keeping the left hand planted. And then coming back to center. From here, let's shift forward and hold in a plank. You can be on your knees or away from your knees, up to you. Making sure the belly's pulled in, the shoulders feel neutral on the back, head in line with your spine. And then take it back and sit either back into a child's pose or just move into your down dog again. We'll do that again, shifting forward, find kneeling or full plank. Check in, engage through the middle of the body, even on the four corners of your hands. And then back into our down dog or child's pose again. Once more, make your way into kneeling or full plank. This time we're coming down, elbows tight to the sides, all the way to the belly. Slide the hands back next to the side ribs. Roll into your shoulders, little baby cobra. Maybe pulling with the hands, pushing into the hands to come up a bit higher. And then releasing back down. Keep the elbows tight to your sides. Make your way up and back. Take a child's pose or down dog if you prefer. Lifting into down dog if you weren't there already. And then walking the feet forward, let's come back to our standing fold. Sliding the hands up to the thighs or hips. Inhaling to bring yourself halfway up. Hold here, belly in, shoulders back. And then hinging all the way up. Inhale and release the hands. So we'll move into a standing back bend here. Take the hands to the lower back, supporting on either side of the spine. Keep the tailbone tucked so the lower back stays long. Drawing your elbows and shoulder blades together on your back and lifting the sternum up toward the ceiling. Create that space. Little baby back bend here. You can take it deeper if that's you. Make sure everything stays nice and long through the back. Chin stays tucked in so the back of the neck stays long as well. Big full breaths here. Inhaling, make your way back up to neutral. Release your hands. And we'll go ahead and step the right foot back. Come into a straddle stance. Hands are going to start at the hips here. We're going to hinge forward, making your way into that half fold kind of place again. Make sure your toes point forward and you're even on your feet. And then allow yourself to gently move into whatever the full fold looks like. But keep the hands back up on the hips and see if you can feel a little extra stretch through your spine as well as your hamstrings. Keeping the shoulders back as we take the hands maybe to the thighs, to the shins, to the floor if that's you, or propped on a block if you need. Let's make sure the right toes are pulled in a little bit. Walk the hands over to the left foot, turning those toes toward the top of your mat, and then lifting the upper body up. The legs should be like you want them for Warrior Two, extending the arms out to the sides. Take a quick peek. Make sure you see your left big toe beyond your knee. Feeling even on your feet, shoulders over hips. Smooth, easy breaths. Let's transition into triangles. So the left leg is straight, fingers reached forward over the left toes, and we're going to hinge over. Let the left hand lean on the leg if it needs to lean, but only as much as it needs to lean. Keeping the front of the body open. Nice big breaths here. And then bend into the left knee. Let the forearm rest on the thigh, bringing the right arm up and over the ear. Stretch long from the right fingertips through that right heel. Same idea on this side. You can lean on the thigh if you need to lean, or the arm can simply dangle down from the shoulder. Find where your body needs to be. And then we'll take it around into a lunge. From there, work your way back into the straddle fold. Toes point forward here, even on the four corners of the feet. Taking the index and middle fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Elbows bend out to the sides. You can pull a little deeper on the toes if that's you. Releasing the toes. Turn the left toes in a little bit, walking the hands over toward the right foot. Turn those toes toward the back of your mat and lift the upper body up. Adjust if you need to here. Make sure you see your big toe beyond your knee. The feet are even, your hips and shoulders are level and stacked. Smooth, easy breaths here. Taking the right leg straight, stretch forward over those toes and hinge over into your triangle. Bending into the knee. Resting the right arm, left arm stretches over the ear. Remember, you've got options as to where that right arm goes. Transitioning over into a lunge. And then we'll walk the hands back around into the center of the straddle. Toes point forward here. This time we'll take the fingers to interlace behind the lower back. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Stretch your hands away from the shoulders. Maybe they lift up off of your lower back. Maybe they don't very much. See if you can just draw the shoulder blades closer and closer together, stretching the hands away from the shoulders. Even on the four corners of your feet, and big full breaths here. Releasing that. Bringing the hands back to the mat. Walk them around towards your left foot, lunge. And we'll step forward, coming back into our fold again. Let yourself hang for a moment. And then a bend into the knees. With your inhale, roll your spine all the way back up to standing again. Taking our standing balance here. Make sure you feel steady and even on your feet. We'll start with the hands on the hips, shifting all the weight over into the left foot. Lift the right leg, open at the knee, and then bring that foot to the inside of the left leg, anywhere but on the knee joint itself. Hug the legs toward each other. Turn the tailbone down, engage your belly. And then the palms can come to touch at center, or they can extend up toward the ceiling. You decide, maybe the hands stay together, or maybe they open. Take your time. Feeling steady on the four corners of that left foot. Everything else is pretty much extra. We'll bring the palms back together, down to center, and then release it all. So the same thing to the second side. Shifting the weight to the right. Lift the left, open at the knee, and bring the foot in. Hugging the legs toward each other for that stability. And again, you decide where your hands go. Maybe they stay on your hips, maybe just to center, maybe lifting and opening, looking up toward the lifted hands if that's you. If it's still boring, close your eyes. Drawing back to center. And then releasing it all. With an inhale, let's lift the arms all the way up. And gently exhale yourself over into a fold. Stepping back. Dropping down to the knees and taking child's pose. So from child's pose here, let's come to sit up on the heels for a moment. We're going to be on the tops of the knees, so if you need some extra cushion under your knees, certainly take it. So the hips are going to be right over the knees, tucking the tailbone. You can support with the hands on either side of the lower back again, or you can interlace the fingers this time. Making sure the pelvis is engaged. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other. Extend the sternum up toward the ceiling, keeping the head in line with the rest of the spine, and opening up into your camel pose here. Just like with our standing back bend, we want to make sure that the spine feels long. Nothing gets pinched. And breath is flowing nice and full. Remember, you can adjust in or out. With the inhale, making your way back up to a neutral position. And then just sitting back on your heels for a moment. Let your spine lengthen. If sitting on your heels is not comfortable, you can always come to a seat, and we're going to stretch the arms. So taking the left arm out, bring that bent elbow in front. The right arm comes under, weaves between the hand and the face, and maybe the fingers catch, maybe they don't quite. Relax your shoulders. You can lift your elbows here, adjust your hands closer to or further from your face. Just find a nice stretch. Releasing that. Roll your shoulders if it feels good. And we'll switch. So the right arm is out, elbows bent, wrapping the left arm under, weaving between, and catching the left fingertips to the right palm-ish. Again, adjusting your shoulders down, maybe your elbows up, your hands in or out. And then releasing that side, rolling around into the shoulders again a little bit. Let's come down to a comfortable seat. We'll begin with the legs extended out long. From here, stepping the right foot over the left leg. The foot can be to the inside if that's more comfortable. We want to make sure the pelvis stays upright. Maybe the left leg needs to stay extended to make that happen. If you can bend the knee, bring the heel in front of the sit bone, and then wrap the left arm around the right leg. Take the right hand behind the back for support, and work your way around into a nice little twist here. We haven't done a ton of twisting today, but if you want to go deeper, maybe pull against the leg, push into the hands behind your back. Breathe. Releasing that back to center. Unhook the legs. And we'll move to the second side. So the left foot over the right or to the inside. Right leg is extended or that knee bent. Try not to sit on the heel, keeping your pelvis level here. And then wrapping the right arm, supporting behind the back with the left hand. Maybe a little bit of a push and pull to draw yourself a little deeper. See where you need to be here. Releasing that to come back to center. Extending both legs out, and as always, taking that inner thigh rotation here. Sit up tall, pull the belly in. Inhale as you stretch the arms up, and exhale, fold over your legs. Let the hands fall where they do. Remember not to reach for your toes. They're either there or not. Keeping the spine long. With an inhale, we're going to come back up to the top again here and release the arms. So you can make your way back into a Shavasana. or come to seated easy pose, heels aligning, inner thigh rotation. Make sure your body can be comfortable wherever you are. So if maybe sitting back against a wall works best, use it. Or propping up on a block or a pillow. Keeping the spine long and aligned. Finding your breath. And attending solely to the breath here. The body's done. Release control. But try to keep your focus here. Keeping the mind quiet. Spending the next few minutes just for you. And remember, you can stay longer if you choose. Namaste.